university? Professor.
Professor, father,
That's
professor,
all.
that's all,
Professor.
just professor.
Yeah.
Did you say confessor or?
No, not professor.
No, just professor. Not professor. First of all, I'd like to take the opportunity of acknowledging a few friends here. Our Right West Brother Anthony Booker, our Deputy Grandmaster. Thank you again for coming, sir. Fantastic. There is other distinguished guests here. Right West will do, West will do that for all. What I'd like to do now, Professor.
Yeah.
If you'd like to
To the fun.
yes, and have your specialty Q&A after.
Yes, that'd be
give us
nice.
an idea of
Yeah.
Professor.
Yeah, how we got here.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, how we
So
got here.
I'll leave that to
And
you.
we started here somewhere, didn't I? I was in, where am I? Sunshine.
Sunshine.
Braybrook. Braybrook, Christ the King. That was the name of the place, and it burnt. It burnt down. And he, very sad, they were all sad because the bloke who was there, Tom Murray, was flash. He was flash. He liked everything, the vestments, the fittings. We ended up in a goddamn, what do you call that thing? Nissan hut. We ended up in a Nissan hut down in Churchill Avenue. Oh my God, the fall of grace. You know what I mean? He had all the beautiful vestments that went with, in those days, with the ritual. He was shattered. But he soldiered on. He soldiered on. So we ended up with that marvellous, and also, what's the oval there? Churchill Avenue?
Skinner Reserve.
Skinner's?
Skinner.
Yeah, yeah. And I remember the kids thought it was marvellous because the new priest, me, installed a coffee machine in the dressing room. Oh my God! You know, they thought, what the? They'd never seen such luxury. You know what I mean? And I thought, oh, poor buggers. You know what I mean? So I liked the time in Braybrook, and the proximity to Sunshine. And I was telling that man, where is he gone, that boy? That young man, about the aeroplanes flying over. Is he there?
Yep.
Yeah, the aeroplanes flying over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when we were in that priest training facility, otherwise known as the seminary, at Churnside Estate, we were fascinated by the fact that aeroplanes flew over and the engine cut. And then, hello. But they were practicing how to restart the engine in mid-flight. Because that had to be that was essential. Keep the thing in the air, isn't it? Keep the thing in the air. Ardua ad astra. Through turbulence to the stars. So you've got to keep her up in the air. Huh? And the other thing I did, I think, while I was in that training facility for 7 years, I think it was, beekeeping. I became a beekeeper. Well, to get out of looking after chooks for a start. Right? But the beekeeping, we had, I don't know how many hives of bees, and oh my God, I learned a lot from the community of the bees, you know. And if you didn't pull your weight in that hive, ruthlessly, they dragged you out, and you weren't allowed back in. And they were the ones, the women will know about this, the men, drones, weren't pulling their weight, and they said, no, sorry mate, out in the wilderness. Right? And I thought, gee, there's a lot to be learned, isn't there, from Mother Nature? Huh? Mother Nature. Mother Mary comes to me speaking words of wisdom. Isn't it?
Let it be.
Let it be. And there will be an answer. And here we are tonight, ladies and gentlemen, with an answer. Huh? Oh, yeah. We don't want to underestimate the power of Eureka. We're all in this together at the stockade. And those bloody redcoats are coming up from Melbourne to make life miserable for us. Hey? Yeah. And the stockade becomes a symbol, Eureka, which is Greek, isn't it?
Yep.
What does it mean?
I
I found it! He was in the bath, wasn't he? Who was it? Who was it? Archimedes is in the... I found it! And I thought, hello, what's going on here? What's here? Well, it's like, what's his name? Who was the bloke who sat on the keyboard and said, I found it! What have you found? I found the lost chord!
Not cool.
How'd you find it? I sat on the keyboard. Isn't it? So it's the most unusual places and the most unusual, some of the greatest people I met were in bravery. In the old days, God, they were resilient, huh? They made do with what they had. It was awe-inspiring, you know. And that's what I think we have to get back to, so that we have the Commonwealth of Australia. But I invented a term. Have I said this before, Nicholas? Have I? The Commonwealth. C-O-B-B-E-R. Now that's an old term in Aussie, eh? And it comes from the statue up near the shrine in Melbourne. There's the soldier. He's got a soldier over his shoulder. They're leaving the field of battle. And the voice comes, don't forget me, Cobber. And he thinks, oh God, we both can get out of the line of fire. But he went back and come 2 soldiers over his shoulder. Huh?
Cobber.
And I love that. Cobber. Don't forget me, Cobber. And that's what Masonry is all about, isn't it? Don't forget me, Cobber. Although you slip into, like all of us do, into a realm of grandeur. You know what I mean? Oh, we're a secret society. Oh, spooky, spooky, you know? And you can fall in love with that. You know, like who was it looked in the pond? Fell in love with his own image? Who?
Narcissus.
The Archbishop.
Narcissus.
Narcissus, yeah. Oh, yeah, we don't want to, you know what I mean, we want to keep in good standing with the Roman Catholic Church. He reckons I, Bob, go and do what you like. That's what's his name? Peter Common Soul. Yeah, Walt. The Walt factor is important in Australia, isn't it? Oh yeah, the Walt factor.
Stand up, Emmanuel.
It's very important, you know, since the old days of being, who sent us here in the first place? Her Majesty the Queen, was it? In the tall ships in the, we were victimised. And we haven't got over that a bit. We haven't got over it. You know what I mean? We tend to play a bit. That's what footy was all about, because footy gave us something that was an equaliser. You know what I mean? If you could play footy, you became an Australian champion, wasn't it? Play footy, or cricket, isn't it? Bodyline. Larwood, hello. Larwood, and who did he hit? Woodfull. Hits hurt but not out. Fell to the ground, what did he do? Did he go away to the grandstand? No. Picked up the bat, went back to the stumps. Right? Hit, hurt, not out. That's what we have to do, isn't it? That's what we have to do. No matter what happens, there is nothing in this world that can put you that far down that you can't get up again. There's nothing. Whether it's mental, not mental, they use the word mental, I don't like it. I like the word emotional. Emotional health. Because they want to talk about mental health, you know, and that's all about thinking. Well, this is more about feeling. You know what I mean? One of the reasons why you should value, with respect I say this, your fellowship. Because it makes you feel good. Euphoria, isn't it? Euphoria? Feeling good. And there's so much sadness out there in the especially in the birds. So much sadness, you know. You're sad first because you can't work out what's going on and what did you do to get here. Sad, mad with sadness is next. And then after that, slip into bad. Because you can't work out what to do, and somebody comes along, knock, knock, hello, who is it? The drug dealer. And he says, I've got something here that will make you feel better. Huh? Well, who wouldn't take it? You know what I mean? And that's what we have to, the fellowship can always provide something else so that people, especially young people, or not only young people, so that people will not feel that they need chemicals to